Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. In this session, we'll be discussing from the 4th verse of the 16th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. This chapter relates how Parikshit received the age of Kali, the beginning of the age of Kali. The 4th verse is as follows: Nijagraha ojasa viraha kalim digvijaye kvachit nripalingadharam shudram Gnantam Gomithunam Pada. The meaning of this verse is: once when Maharaj Parikshit was on his way to conquer the world, he saw the master of Kali Yuga, who is lower than a Shudra, disguised as a king and hurting the legs of a cow and bull. The king at once caught hold of him to deal sufficient punishment. So, the description continues by Suta Goswami to the sage of Naimisharanya. The topics leading to Parikshit Maharaj meeting Shukadev Goswami, and consequently Shukadev Goswami spoke the Bhagavatam to Parikshit. So that is the reason why the descriptions are being given about Parikshit, and earlier about Shukadev Goswami also the description was given. So Maharaj Parikshit is a Mahabhagavata. His birth is extraordinary. His activities are extraordinary, and his passing away from this world is also extraordinary. Everything about him is very special. So to hear about Parikshit's life is in itself auspicious, and it leads to awakening our own devotional service within our own heart. Therefore, that is included in the Bhagavatam. So the description here is: when Parikshit Maharaj was on his way to conquer the world, after he took charge, he has to establish himself as the worthy emperor, descendant of the Pandavas, competent to rule the people. So he was on a world tour, as it is understood nowadays. He saw the master of Kali Yuga, Kali Purusha, and this Kali Purusha's characteristic is that he is very, very low in his character, lower than a Shudra, and he is disguising himself as a king, Nripalingadhara. He is dressed as a Kshatriya externally, as a king, but his activities are low class. What was he doing? He was hurting the legs of a cow and bull. And Parikshit could not tolerate this. Immediately, Parikshit caught hold of this Kali Purusha and decided to give him sufficient punishment to stop him completely from hurting a cow and a bull. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, the purpose of a king's going out to conquer the world is not for self-aggrandizement. What is the meaning of self-aggrandizement? He doesn't want to accumulate power, wealth, and he's not interested in people glorifying him. It is explained here. Maharaj Parikshit went out to conquer the world after his ascendance to the throne, but this was not for the purpose of aggression on other states. It was not for conquering some other places. Because it is said here, he was the emperor of the world and all small states were already under his regime. So what is the purpose for him going out on a world tour? His purpose in going out was to see how things were going on in terms of the godly state. This is the real purpose of the king touring his kingdom. To see how things are going on in terms of the godly state. Srila Prabhupada further says, the king being the representative of the Lord, Supreme Lord Krishna, has to execute the will of the Lord duly. Ultimately, who is the supreme controller of all controllers? It's Krishna. And Krishna has got a certain plan how this world should be run. There's a purpose for this creation. So whether the purpose of the creation is being met, that is what should be the concern of the king as the representative of Krishna. There is no question of self-aggrandizement. Means the king knows very well that this entire world belongs to Krishna. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Or as the Bhagavad Gita says, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Krishna is the supreme controller, supreme lord of all planets, all universes. And in the Ishopanishad, the Supreme Lord is the supreme proprietor of every place. So Parikshit is not under illusion that I am the enjoyer, I am the controller, I am the master, I am powerful. He is not under such an illusion. So he wanted to see that things are going on exactly according to the codes of dharma as given by Krishna, whether people are following the code of dharma. The king has to enforce that. That's the duty of the king. Thus, as soon as Maharaj Parikshit saw that a lower class man in the dress of a king was hurting the legs of a cow and bull, he at once arrested and punished him. So this is the duty of the king. This is the characteristic of a God-conscious king who is ruling exactly according to the plan of the Supreme Lord. So Srila Prabhupada says, the king cannot tolerate insults to the most important animal. the cow, nor can he tolerate disrespect for the most important man, the Brahmana. So, Krishna as the Supreme Lord is offered prayer. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. Krishna wants to see that these two personalities or these two factors are always taken care. Go Brahmana. The cows are protected and the Brahmanas are protected. This is Brahmanical culture, which is ultimately meant for the spiritual progress of everyone in the whole world, so that they utilize the human form of life for preparing themselves to go back to Godhead. Human civilization means to advance the cause of Brahmanical culture, and to maintain it, cow protection is essential. Brahmanical culture is centered around the understanding that every living being is a soul, not the body, and Krishna is the supreme soul, and we are all part and parcel of Krishna. We belong to Krishna, and we are meant to return to Krishna in his personal abode in the spiritual kingdom of God. So that is the Brahmanical culture. And this Brahmanical culture is maintained by cow protection. What is the connection between Brahmanical culture and cow protection? Prabhupada says in the next sentence, in this purport, there is a miracle in milk, cow's milk. This Prabhupada is talking about cow's milk. For it contains all the necessary vitamins to sustain human physiological conditions for higher achievements. A human being, especially, who is meant for God realization, has to derive the necessary nutrition by taking cow's milk. Brahmanical culture can advance only when man is educated to develop the quality of goodness. Sattva guna. Brahmana means sattva guna. Brahmanical culture means sattva guna. And for this, for developing sattva guna, there is a prime necessity of food prepared with milk, fruits and grains. Sattvic ahara. Sattvic ahara, if people take sattvic ahara, then they develop sattvic qualities. Milk, fruits and grains. Maharaj Parikshit was astonished to see that a black Shudra dressed like a ruler was mistreating a cow, the most important animal in human society. So, cow should always be protected. Especially in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Go Raksha. No other animal is mentioned as deserving special protection. Only the cow deserves special protection. Of course, the scriptures say, don't harm any other creature. Ahimsa. But the cow is to be given special protection. In addition to the injunction, Vedic injunction, don't harm any other creature, don't harm others. There is also the injunction that the cow has to be given extra care of special protection. Because it is the most important animal in human society. So, the characteristic of this age of Kali, the present age we are living in, is being described here by Srila Prabhupada. The age of Kali means mismanagement and quarrel. And the root cause of all mismanagement and quarrel is that worthless men with the lower modes, who are situated in lower modes, who have no higher ambition in life, come to the helm of the state management. And such people, they don't know the importance of cow protection. Instead of taking the milk of the cow, they want to drink the blood of the cow. So this is because they are situated in lower modes, and they are very sinful, and they are they are unqualified. So therefore, Parikshit Maharaj wanted to stop this. And therefore, we will see what steps he took. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.